So a lot of people are asking me, Duke Balde, how do you ride a motorcycle? And to that I say, well, there's certain things that you do pick up when you are riding a motorcycle. Certain intricacies to it. I've just realised the birds shit on my bike. What a fucking bellend, look at that. I can take a right little fucking diarrhea poo on my bike. That is not very nice. It's not exactly in the cleanest of conditions at the moment, guys. I do apologise. Literally, it's just because I haven't been to clean it, if I'm completely honest with you. Usually it's very clean. Oh, you're back, are you? Fuck off. Oh, mate, please. Not in front of the children, okay? Put it away, son. Demonic cow looking at me, look at that. Anywho, so first things first, when you're running around a motorcycle, you want to make sure that you have the correct gear. Now, obviously, I am a bit of a scaredy boy, and I am wearing my full leather suit with my boots, gloves, nice helmet, cows. And, you know, and for me, that is what I feel comfortable wearing, but we all know that real bikers wear flip-flops and tank tops. Riding a motorcycle is all about being as cool as you can be, and they don't wear helmets. And so literally, why would you bother wearing a gimp suit where you obviously are gagging for a rough sexual encounter, where you could basically just decide, you know what, I'm going to be a real man today, and I'm just going to ride around in flip-flops, shorts and a tank top with no helmet. So first thing you want to do when you're getting a motorcycle is you want to really source the best flip-flops that you can buy, preferably things that have as minimal foot protection as possible. Then once you've acquired your flip-flops, tank tops and shorts, and you do not need money on a helmet, you basically want to approach the motorcycle. So you want to come up to it and you want to slowly touch it and basically be like, shh, it's alright girl, don't worry. Where's my glove coming off? A lot of people say that you should always approach the motorcycle from the left hand side of it. Now I beg to differ. I think that a real man, they usually just leapfrog it on the back. What you want to do is you want to have a nice little run up, and you want to just run, jump, leapfrog and go on the back. Now for me, I can't do that because I'm wearing my gimp suit, and I would probably just make an ass of myself, and all the cows are watching, and you know, it's awkward and things. So what I usually do is I approach it from the left hand side, but again, I'm not a real biker, so if you want to be a real biker, remember, leapfrog it from the back in your flip-flops and tank top. But what I do is I put my left hand on the handlebars, my right hand on the brake, so the bike doesn't move forwards. You don't want to roll the bike forwards, because if you do, it might fall off the kickstand, and you want to just loop your leggy over, holding the brake, and just pull up on the bike. So now you're on the bike, it's going to start rolling because you're not in gear, and this is the fun bit. So this is where you're like, okay, I'm sat on the bike now. Well, now what do I do? Well, next thing you want to do is basically turn on the motorbike. So what you'll do is you want to put your key in and you want to turn it, let the ECU clock in, let it do its thing, turn on, do all the little fuely bits and pieces, and then you want to pull in the clutch so that you're not going to fly away when you start the engine, and then you want to basically press the starter mode for as long as possible. Even if the bike starts, keep pressing it, because it basically charges up the turbo on the bike so that you can do a mad wheelie from the second you open the throttle. So I'm not a real biker though, that's what real bikers do. I'm just going to tap it, hold in the clutch, and I'm going to tap it once until the bike starts. And there you go, and it's now on. But again, if you're a real biker, you want to hold on to that for as long as possible. You know, just keep going, basically until the battery dies. Because if you know the battery's dead or the engine's flooded, then you know you're good to go for wheelies. Okay, so basically, next step is to kick up the kickstand, which I've already done because I'm preemptive. You want to pull in the clutch and you want to push the gear down into first. Real bikers have GP shift. On normal bikes, it's down from neutral, down is into first. Real bikers, of course, they have GP shift, so it would be up. But we're just a pretty new biker, so we're just down one into first. And then what you want to do is you want to find the biting point. Hold in the brake, and you want to find the biting point where the bike wants to like slowly rock forwards. You'll feel it like just dipping forwards, woo, like that. You want to just gently hold in the brake, and you'll feel the bike wanting to move. That is called the biting point. But to all those wheelie lovers out there, that is called the wheelie point. Once you find out where the biting point is, slowly release the clutch, and then stop it, and then slowly release the clutch again, and then stop it again, and then slowly release the clutch and pull in the clutch again. Because remember, boys and girls, if you bring in the clutch, the bike will stop moving. When in doubt, when you're scared, bring in the clutch. I see loads of people just start revving, and when they're like, oh, I'm scared now, I'm gonna gas it out. Nope, pull in the clutch. And then once you're ready to get going, you can start rolling, and you should be able to just roll on the bike's own steam. And so right now we're not using any throttle whatsoever, we're just rolling on the gears. How wonderful. But you will find that this is quite jerky, so the best way of doing it is to actually apply some throttle. Now real bikers here, they'll actually rev the bike up to about 25,000 RPM, and then they'll just dump the clutch because they want to do those mad wheelies. But me, I'm a bit of a sheepy person, so what I'll do is when I first start riding is, and on a new bike particularly, I'll just basically release the clutch to the biting point, not release it all the way. You don't need to do that. You can just feather the clutch, and I'll add a little bit of throttle, just a little bit, and then you can release the clutch all the way, because what that does is you have more of a smoother ride. Because if I were to release the throttle now, it gets all jerky because the engine braking kicks in. So if you just keep on the throttle just a little bit, little teeny weeny crack-a-lacking, then you can get going. By now, of course, you already started wheeling, and you're doing all the mad stunts and whatnot. Riding position. Okay, now you're on the motorbike and you're actually riding and you're giving it some throttle. The correct riding position, particularly when you're riding a sport bike, is not to enter a massive hole in the road. Thank you very much. Is to have bent elbows. So you want to have bent elbows and you want to keep the balls of your feet on the peg. So make sure when you're wearing your flip-flops that the balls of your flip-flops are on the pegs. Because if I see some duck flip-flopping, where people put their heels on the pegs, and all it would take if the bike just have a slightly lean angle, and then for their foot just to go underneath the bike, that shit makes my nipples have a direction, which is not a good thing. If anyone knows me, my nipples are always supposed to be erect. So yeah, it got a bit weird quite quickly, but whatever. So now we're back on the shitty road with all the gravel. Let's try not to die. Motorcycle competition. Basically speaking, it's been doing pretty well, but not as well as expected, and I have a very distinct feeling that it's not gonna make the 200 tickets sold in order for the bike to be gone. Put it this way, we're not even at half yet. We're not even at half the tickets sold. It needs 200 to be gone. At the moment, total entries were hovering around about 65, I think, give or take, probably a bit less than that even. So it's got quite a bit to go, really, but that's fine. I guess what happened with it is that I purposefully excluded a lot of my subscribers, I guess, who were under the age of 16. Purposely excluded you guys because I didn't think it was appropriate. I was worried about the law allowing minors to enter, even though I would have loved to have made the competition for anyone. Obviously, like legally speaking, it has to be around the age of 18 mark or 16 with parental consent. So I guess I automatically excluded quite a lot of you guys. Fuck it, let's go this way. But I guess that resulted in basically not many people being able to enter the competition, which is fine. I did run some Facebook ads as well, and they were doing alright, but I was finding that I was having to invest a lot extra money into it, and my concern is that I'm gonna basically be digging myself a hole and then give the bike away and actually be at a huge loss. Wow, some roadworks or something. What's funny is that they're not actually doing roadwork, so all of this machinery and manpower and taxpayers' money is spent so a guy can walk up and down the freeway picking up rubbish. That's literally what it is for. Fucking hell. Gonna stay on your lane, please. Oh my god, I hate it when they do the stone chipping down here, damn it. Oh, that's so bad. I'm staying the fuck away from the car in front of me. So basically, you guys don't know, this is how the UK government basically lazily fixes roads. So they just dump a bunch of gravel and then just let cars kind of impact it. But what that results is so dangerous for bikes, because it's literally heaps of gravel lying across the road. And also cars in front of you, they kick up all the gravel.
Baby, it's not a fucking joke.
Leo here is a bit of a escape artist / gym mad life situation. He jumps up onto this, look, he jumps up onto this and he hooks his paws over the ledge there, pulls himself up. Don't you? Look at he's ripped. You're ripped like a ripped thing. You're just pure muscle. You're just pure muscle, aren't you, monkey? Duke t-shirts, go to urbanwaff.com, pick yourself up a pair. What are you cooking, honey? So as an English person, I kind of struggle with what she's doing right now because it just goes against everything that I hold dear. So you know how you have sweet corn, right? Most normal people put it in the oven. I woke up this morning, Gabby ran into the bed, she's like, babes, Fire alarm going off. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? She was like, well, is there some smoke coming from the candle? And the fire alarm was like shitting itself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Live in denial, Gabriella. It's absolutely fine. Live in denial. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did. Please also hit that subscriber button. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!